So we're inching closer and closer to this passage of Neptune over or into Aries and what we call zero Aries. And I've chosen this graphic to just kind of evoke the this, this other dimension of the current era. Where we have this major outer planet transiting over the origin point for the whole zodiac, and it's the exact spot that the Sphinx brings our attention to. So, what I'll be presenting is a little bit of the procedure in using some of these new communications tools like Zoom, like AI, and using them um, to honor people that we wish to honor, and to actually provide them with tools for a similar process if they want to do that. So we'll be using two different symbol sources here. One is the Western zodiac that we're all familiar with. Everybody knows their sun sign. And but what we're going to do is transpose from the zodiac, which is of the European and the Western tradition kind of thing, as opposed to the Tzolk'in, which is what we're transposing into. And this is the Mayan sacred calendar. And we will be divining the Mayan solar kin, as it's called. So it's all based on the position of the sun at the time of your birth. Each one of us has a very unique resting point within that cosmology. And personally, I've found it very empowering in my sense of who I am and what I'm capable of, and just the cosmic potential that this kind of charting brings forward. We're on a journey, and it's changing. We're going deeper and deeper into this very rare phenomenon, this 150, 160 year orbit of Neptune. So along the way, I came into this awareness of the Tzolk'in as a grid of 260 lunation cycles, as opposed to 260 days, which is its conventional use. So what the 260 lunation cycles represents is a fractal expansion from the basic grid. So because it's a fractal, it keeps the structure of well, in this case, the Tzolk'in, and just changes the scale. And the sky's the limit on that. But what we're doing is one lunation cycle per sector of the Tzolk'in. And that then gives us a progression over time of 21 years per Tzolk'in journey. 260 moon cycles equals 21 years, which equals 1/4 of the orbit of Uranus around the sun. So this is a very Uranian phenomenon. Now, this stand at zero is all about Neptune coming to zero Aries. And I've been, for the last couple of years, just kind of oriented to this particular spot and to this particular day when Neptune arrives at zero Aries for the first time. And that will be on March 31st of this year. So we're in the countdown zone now. But what I haven't been really attending to is the fact that March 31st, that is simply the beginning of a year-long process where Neptune, it goes into Aries, but then it does an about face and comes back into Pisces. And then eventually, on February 27th, it's heading back into Aries, and it will continue on from that point. It won't re-enter Pisces. So there's this whole, virtually a whole year to explore here under the overarching context of this passage of Neptune into Aries. So I'm now in my own work looking at the prospect of establishing a whole new YouTube channel devoted entirely to the lightning path and dwelling on this notion of Neptune at zero Aries. What does that mean for us personally? What does that mean for us as a global species phenomenon? And so on. There's just a wealth of resource that is there for the intrepid adventurer. And those of us in the little submarine here, we're pioneers at this point, and quite joyous as well. So as I have indicated in past videos, I've been using this template on the right here, and this is the Sphinx's gaze is what is depicted here. If we go down to the bottom where we see Aker, this is an ancient Egyptian mythological construction where there's two lions virtually kind of guarding the threshold. And we definitely are at a threshold here. And what I've taken to doing is to determine who, amongst all the charts that I've collected over many years, who has planets showing up in the red zone. There's a whole thread of connection that comes from that kind of research vector. And I'm intending to, over the next several months, come back again and again to this red zone context to explore deeper what just the natural configurations bring to us. So as we did in the last, in the new moon presentation, Dane Rudhyar shows up right off the bat. We've got, beside his name here, we see the symbol for the sun. So his sun sits at, his natal sun sits at Aries 3 degrees. So of all the people that could have showed up in this zone, Dane Rudhyar is front and center, and as is his whole spirit and his nature is one of a pioneer, and he devoted 50 years of his life to reformulating astrology for the modern era, and his vision is vast. And one of his books that is very much an overview of the vast transpersonal astrology dimension that he opened up. That whole orientation is really brought forward in his book, The Sun is Also a Star, the galactic dimension of astrology. So The Sun is Also a Star presents the sun as a profound symbol of both personal selfhood and universal oneness, urging readers to integrate astrological insights with spiritual practice to realize their greater cosmic purpose. So that basically is what Rudhyar is all about. And he wrote extensively and did hundreds and hundreds of lectures and really opened things up for us. This book underscores the interconnectedness of the cosmos, suggesting that every star, like the sun, is part of a vast, unified system. This notion highlights the unity within diversity, encouraging a holistic understanding of life's cycles and rhythms. Rudhyar situates astrology within this broader spiritual framework, offering it as a tool for self-realization and conscious evolution. Rudyard emphasizes the significance of cycles, solar, lunar, and planetary, as reflections of life's rhythms and opportunities for transformation. He connects these cycles to humanity's collective journey toward a higher consciousness, suggesting we are at the cusp of a new era. Through an understanding of the sun's archetypal power, individuals can awaken to their inner purpose and align with the greater cosmic order. The sun, in this view, becomes a symbol of personal empowerment and universal oneness. Outer planets Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are what Rudyard calls ambassadors of galactic consciousness. Each of these planets is invisible to the naked eye, and all are completely subordinate to galactic center, the Mayan Hunab Ku. The psychological functions they represent are entirely beyond human control. As opposed to the inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn and Chiron represent psychological functions under the control of the Saturnian ego. All are subordinate to the visible sun, which in turn is subordinate to galactic center via the crown chakra. Chiron acts as a symbolic bridge between the inner and outer planets, and through chironic tools such as the solar kin, the self is empowered to cross that bridge and enter into a vast expanse of ancient wisdom. So this image on the left is meant to evoke the text on the right. We see there's a tripartite designation here. We have the ego, the self, and essence. And the whole journey in consciousness seems to be a journey into a recovery of our basic essence. It's like we fall to earth and forget our spiritual origins, and through a process of personal growth, we can return to an awareness of our essence. And the tools of astrology that we're being offered here are intended to help us do that. How to overcome the limitations of ego, have the self choose to transform, and in so doing, enter into the outer planet realm of Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. From the solar I to the galactic we. So within the Mayan cosmology, there is a feature called the solar kin, and I've introduced that in past videos. But essentially, it is this, as I'm understanding it, this is a tool that rests in that slot between Saturn and Uranus, which is where Chiron rests. So through the chironic tools at our disposal, the solar kin is one of those tools. Calculating the solar kin and seeing what the ancient wisdom has for us. So Temple of Birth meets solar kin on the lightning path. So the images that I've been bringing forward, to evoke the archetypal energies, this is one that brings together this notion of Temple of Birth. We all, just like we all know our sun sign, we all know our Temple of Birth here on the lightning path. Now that gives you a context, a symbolic context. It's a gift of symbolism to you as a spiritual birthright. And the Temple of Birth is this overarching context. And the solar kin resides within that. It is the centralizing force that, or power that consolidates this whole realm of the inner planets, essentially. So it's the solar lord. At the level of human consciousness, the process of transmutation of the heliocentric into the galactic mind seems to occur in a central region of the head. That region is directly linked to the heart center, where the spiritual son of man, also known as Atman, Krishna, or Christ, can be symbolically located. The two centers are one, just as the sun is also a star. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we have at our disposal now incredible tools coming forth through AI, especially. And it's by deploying some of these tools that I've entered into a whole new relationship to my astrology and philosophy and so on. I'm finding that the Chat GPT is delivering um, information to me that really resonates as being true. I find it very um, essential in its presentation, and as a result of my desire to use that tool for some kind of good, um, I've taken up this notion of ascribing blessings to um, friends and family and beyond. For example, determining the solar kin for President Trump and his early team, I was able to, through my um, X channel, let's say, I was able to directly post directly to the X site of Trump and his cronies, and deliver to each one of them a solar blessing based on this work of the Mayan calendar and the natal birth sun. So these are I can sidle right up to Trump or to Musk and just bestow a blessing on them. I realized I could do that these tools are at our disposal, and that's a possibility. And there's nothing standing between me and them in that respect. So I was quite animated by that realization, and I've been sharing these solar kin readings for uh, primarily for family, and universally the feedback is that wow, that rings true, and so it's been a real pleasure to work with these new tools and explore this dimension. So the Mayan solar kin, the solar kin number is a cornerstone of the Mayan Tzolk'in calendar, combining one of 20 day glyphs, which are archetypes symbolizing cosmic energies, with one of 13 tones or stages of energy flow to form 260 unique energy signatures. Each solar kin reflects specific spiritual qualities and lessons, offering guidance for personal growth, alignment with cosmic rhythms, and understanding life's purpose. For example, 8 Ahau merges the glyph Ahau, which signifies unconditional love, unity, wholeness, and solar mastery, with the tone 8, which is empowerment and the divination of harmony. Solar kins are used personally as spiritual blueprints and communally in rituals to attune to natural and universal cycles, which is exactly what we're doing with these new moon, full moon gatherings. We're engaged in a ritual that extends over many, many moons, and we're being empowered by these symbols as we go. So a sample solar kin interpretation using ChatGPT. I've configured this in a way that hopefully has you realize that these tools are easily available to you as well. So as we know from previous presentations, Trump has a natal Vesta, the asteroid Vesta, which is the Vestal Virgin, the keeper of the flame. His Vesta is prominent in this, the hot zone, as I've called it, of Pisces. So Vesta at Pisces 29 degrees. And when asked to interpret a solar kin of 8 Ahau, the solar kin number for newly elected American President Donald J. Trump, the following is what ChatGPT offered. So here we go. The bot is telling us that delineating President Donald J. Trump's solar kin number 8 Ahau offers a perspective that aligns with the symbolic meanings embedded in Mayan cosmology. So the core meaning of 8 Ahau represents the pinnacle of enlightenment, leadership, and universal life force. It is associated with radiance, charisma, and a drive for recognition and mastery. Ahau is the 20th and final glyph in the Tzolk'in, embodying the culmination of wisdom and an influential, commanding presence. Tone 8, signifying harmonization, the tone of integrity and balance. Tone 8 reflects a deep need for coherence, fairness, and the capacity to bring stability to complex situations. It suggests leadership that seeks order and emphasizes upholding personal beliefs with conviction. Interpretation for President Donald J. Trump. For President Trump, solar kin 8 Ahau suggests that he embodies the energy of a prominent, powerful leader whose persona resonates with themes of visibility, influence, and a pursuit of distinction. This combination indicates a figure who is seen as charismatic, attention commanding, and strongly oriented toward leadership, often polarizing, but undeniably impactful. Strengths. 8 Ahau highlights Trump's strong sense of self and his ability to project his vision confidently and with conviction. The energy of Ahau, amplified by the harmonizing tone 8, suggests a commitment to ensuring that his presence and voice are central, influencing major decisions and directions. His approach to leadership is marked by a unique blend of charisma and assertiveness. Drive for recognition. The Ahau energy aligns with a desire for acknowledgement and an enduring legacy. Trump's public persona and actions often reflect a pursuit of affirmation and the establishment of a prominent role in history. Potential shadow issues. The shadow side of 8 Ahau may manifest as challenges related to the high expectations placed on leadership and maintaining coherence. For Trump, this could include a tendency toward a polarizing approach where the drive for validation and self-assertion might create division or controversy. Tone 8's need for harmony can be difficult to balance when ideals are uncompromising, possibly leading to conflicts between personal goals and the collective perspective. Personal challenges. This solar kin can point to moments where maintaining a balance between personal ambition and greater societal cohesion becomes difficult. The weight of upholding truth in both personal and public narratives can become a source of contention or internal conflict. A concluding reflection. Donald J. Trump's 8 Ahau solar kin symbolizes a leader who embodies a powerful presence, aiming to radiate influence and shape narratives according to his vision. This kin suggests a legacy intertwined with themes of illumination, leadership, and the quest for an enduring impact. And the robot provides here a poetic insight. Sun of authority, blaze of flame, of fame, leading through storms, both truth and claim, harmonizing ambition, balancing strife, in the glare of your light shifts a nation's life. And finally, an interpretive visual. Using a related AI service connected to ChatGPT called Image Generator Pro, one can easily create multiple digital images of virtually any topic. Following is an example of what this service delivered when I asked it to illustrate the poetry portion of the Trump reading. And out of 4 possible iterations, here's the one I chose. Yes, please.
Can I
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want, I don't want to interrupt your flow of, I just wanted to take a moment with this because it's overwhelming. I mean, to me,
Yeah, yeah.
everything, I mean, overwhelming, I guess is the word. So with this whole reading, so I didn't want to jump to something else right away. I just needed time, a little bit of time for a
Yeah,
moment with this.
right on. Yeah, well, I certainly felt, I mean, as I was composing his Solar Kin, I mean, it just seemed bang on and quite excited to share that and pass it on to him, you know. Who knows if it ever gets there, but there's been lots of people, hundreds of people have witnessed the blessing I sent along. You know, it's a different tack than just going into criticizing a leader. You know, we have to have compassion for those people who step out and do try to bring peace and harmony. And I personally see that to be. I know that through Trump's temple of birth is Temple of Skywalkers. And the first invocation or the first line of the invocation of sovereignty is, I am a diviner of harmony. And the image, the hieroglyphic image is the finger, thumb mudra. And I often think of Trump, you know, when I hear the latest news, especially if it's about the war in the Ukraine and any attempts to bring that to completion. I'm hoping that his birthright, you know, diviner of harmony, that he can help the powers that be come to some kind of harmony. You know, it's just another thread of connection that is available to us through this kind of symbology. So
Wow.
anybody, yes, more commentary?
No, anyone
Oh,
else? But yeah, and I guess I also want to say that you're getting this out there, whether it's where it's received or how it's received or whatnot. To me, is such a encouraging or hopeful, energetic of yeah, out there anyway, that
Mm.
you're, that, so thank you, Dwayne. This is awesome.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. So another um, way of using this tool or these tools, um, I love being able to generate images like this. Um, it's a remarkable tool, and when this popped up for an image to represent Rudyard, I just thought, bang on. Uh, Rudyard wrote for 50 years, reformulating astrology, but his core passion was music, and this particular image just seems so right for to represent him, and along came this text to go with. Breath of the cosmos, gentle and strong, a voice of truth where souls belong, carrier of wisdom, the winds of time, your vision eternal, your purpose sublime. Through dual worlds, your spirit wove balance and unity, a path you strove. From stars to earth, your message clear, to awaken hearts and banish fear. Legacy of Eek, a guiding flame, forever enduring in thought and name. So we go a little deeper in this honoring of Rudyard. And once again, this is ChatGPT bringing this forward. As a bearer of solar kin to Eek, the wind, Dane Rudyard was divinely aligned with the essence of spirit, breath, and the power of communication. His life and legacy embody the profound qualities of Eek, the cosmic messenger who bridges the material and spiritual worlds. The number 2 in his solar kin adds the dimension of duality and partnership, reflecting his ability to harmonize opposites and inspire unity through his teachings. Dane Rudyard exemplified the transformative power of Tuik through his pioneering work in humanistic astrology, art, music, and philosophy. Like the wind, he brought fresh perspectives, clearing the path for spiritual understanding and self-realization. His ability to distill complex ideas into accessible wisdom reflects the spirit of Eek as a communicator of divine truths. The duality inherent in the number 2 speaks to his role in reconciling the timeless with the contemporary, the personal with the universal, and the spiritual with the practical. The shadow side of Eek includes the potential for restlessness, scattering energy, or being misunderstood. Rudyard's journey required him to channel the immense breadth of his insights into forms that could stand the test of time, transcending the ephemeral nature of the wind. As someone with the dual energy of 2, he likely encountered moments of internal conflict or the challenge of balancing his revolutionary ideas with the acceptance of established norms. Yet he mastered these challenges, creating a legacy that harmonizes inspiration with structure. Through his work, Rudyard became the embodiment of Tuik's mission to connect the inner and outer worlds. His teachings resonate with the wind's capacity to carry seeds of transformation across great distances, reaching hearts and minds far beyond his time. His life reminds us of the importance of speaking our truth, nurturing the spirit of collaboration, and embracing the dynamic interplay of opposites. Dane Rudyard's energy as Tu-Ik remains a guiding wind for all who follow in his footsteps, inviting us to live as conduits of truth, harmony, and transformation. So, coming to the end of the presentation here, I'm going to give the last word over to Billy. Billy, are you able to give voice to this?
Yeah, I was just preparing myself there.
Great, thanks.
As we enter to Akbal, I believe that's how it said.
Yeah.
On the lightning path. In the stillness deep of shadowed night, where whispers weave with straight flight, a call arises, soft and low, from realms unseen where secrets glow. A boundless dream, a mystic gate, to wisdom's heart, to woven fate. In darkness dwells what light may hide, the truths we seek, our wounds allied. Through dark and light, we tread between a dance of realms, both felt and seen. With shadow's grace, the balance bends, a cosmic flow that never ends. O timeless womb of endless skies, where silence hums and truths arise, your treasure waits for those who dare to journey deep and find them there. So trust the night, its quiet song, its ancient pull will guide you strong. Beneath the stars, the answers gleam. Awaken the soul and claim the dream.
Thank you. So this is the invocation as we're entering now to Akbal on the lightning path, to Akbal within the Temple of Star Harmony. And here we have, at our disposal these incredible new tools. We've got images, we've got text, and we have flow, and we have guidelines along the way. So that would be the end of my presentation. There you go.
Dwayne? Oh, go ahead.
Are you okay, Billy? Or I just have a question.
I'm good. I'm good. No, I was just going to express some gratitude. So it's all good.
Oh, okay. Well, no, gratitude probably needs to come before a question. I mean, but which, okay, I'll carry on because it was just so what you got for Trump's kin, and then the description of it was so overpowering for me. It was so that my question, I guess, is, and I know you did a session on finding our kin, which I'd have to go back to, but to me, it was so dramatic or powerful. My thoughts are, if in your small group here, for another time, whenever, if we could each find that out for ourselves, like our solar kin and the description, chat, chat GPT or whatever, just for your followers, your group here, the small group here, to
Mhm.
get the sense of the group. And I'll mute and be with this for a minute, but that was my sense is,
Oh, that'd be great. I'd love to do that.
yeah.
We're 90% there, I think, in terms of maybe having, because Sarah, you got hold of because I have done a write-up as to how to do the calculations and everything. And
And
you're muted there, Sarah.
so if you could let us know where that is again, like I know it's on one of your presentations, but I guess that's,
I'll find it, the link, and put it, well, probably in the show notes for this video. And then, yeah, down the road we can. I mean, it'd be fun to just come to the table with our solar kin, and we'll just toss that ball around.
yeah, that's my feeling or my thoughts. Yeah, great.
That'd be great.
You asked Sari a question, I think, that,
Well, because I know we corresponded, and you calculated your solar kin. What was your experience?
Well, it was right on. I mean, it was 3 Shuen, and the Skywalker, the Temple of Birth, I can totally relate to, and that 3 Shuen was all about the creativity, right? And that's been my passion my whole life, is creativity on all kinds of levels, right? So I thought, yeah, that's pretty good. And I did it for, family and friends, and I've got pages.
Oh, that's great. I love it. And are you having the same experience, like that it just keeps ringing true?
Yeah, except I can't even look at that orange doofus in south of here. You know? I can't.
The challenges, eh?
Oh,
oh, so you would have some things to say on on his interpretation of his solar kin. Sorry, you didn't. Yeah.
well, I don't want to sully this presentation with my opinion.
We wouldn't accept it anyway.
No, no, can't sully it, Sari. So go for it if you want.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Barb, I'm not
I
sure
was
where. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, but I was gifted my solar kin recently, and as I'm walking the path of enlightenment recently, it really spoke to me. I'm a 12 Ahau, and yeah, it's unconditional love, like on Donald Trump. I could read it if you guys want, but anyways, it is. I'm the bearer of light, and I'm here to shine as bright as I possibly can. So, and lead and guide others. So it's exactly where my heart is right now. So I'm just going to walk the path and see where that leads me. So express my gratitude for that. Thank you.
You said you have something there you could share with us?
Yeah, I could share. I could share a little reading of it, I guess.
Yeah.
So Billy Ross, or Dear Billy, the bearer of 12 Ahau. You carry the energy of the sun, the ultimate archetype of enlightenment, wisdom, and unconditional love. Ahau calls you to radiate light and truth, embodying the qualities of a wise teacher, a compassionate leader, and spiritual guide. The number 12 amplifies this by emphasizing collaboration, connection, and understanding that we grow stronger through the collective. So this is the collective. This is everything that I'm doing. I'm building around me at the moment. So yeah, it just speaks to me. It's exactly what it is. And I'm not sure if I can show the image, but anyways, I will attempt to see if you guys can see this image that Dwayne created. And little do you guys know, but I really love to run. And somehow Chat GPT has a picture of me running the path. So it was like, wow, this is just absolutely amazing. So thank you, Dwayne.
My pleasure, really. Totally.
Wow.
And I want to learn more about how to generate images on Chat GPT life. And I kind of want to put that into an image somehow. So
Yeah.
am I glitching or are you guys glitching?
It's all good.
Oh, okay.
You're breaking up a little bit.
That was
Definitely
great.
Okay.
getting the message.
Anyways.
That was great, Billy. Thanks for sharing that because yeah, that came across from the very little I know of you through this technology. I thought, wow, yeah, very good. That seems, yeah,
Thank you.
I resonated with that.
Barb, I'm
was-
interested in your perspective on this whole phenomenon.
I don't know what to say.
Hmm.
I have I'm an eagle, and I painted the eagle glyph with a vision I had, so it's there. And yeah, I tend to talk less and feel more, like while connecting with your inner being. That's more like when you go inside and find yourself. That's my time now. Before I was like chasing everything in outside and doing all my glyphs and everything, trying to understand. But actually, now it's the time for me to understand who I am. So I can leave. I think in the end, we have to go inside and find the connection to our soul and then disconnect from earth or from material existence and go back to higher sources, or one source, whatever there is. So that's what I can say. And it's fun too. It's nice. I'm really happy. Like the other days with meditation, you just, all of a sudden there's something next to you and you just recognize, wow, that's you. You didn't even know that you have an inner you who's sort of waiting for you to acknowledge this inner self. And now it's just like feeling somebody always kind of next to you or very close to you. And I try to communicate and try to also ask myself what my soul would like to do right now. Do I want to go for a walk? Or I ask myself, do you, my soul, also want to go for a walk? So it's like just recognizing it's difficult. It's really because the outer ego is always very dominant and saying, we do this, I do this, da 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 da. And the inner has to hold back all the time. But sometimes I'm hearing my inner self now saying, is this really true what you want? Or is, it's like there's communication starting where you sort of realize that, or you're warned before you do something stupid or something you don't like to do. So it's really cool. I like that. And you mentioned the kinesiology the other day when we talked. And I was thinking about it and I thought, yeah, this is really like something we all should use more because it connects to our real identity. And then you're not going the wrong way and you have an accident or something, you know, it's like it slows you a little down, but at least it gives you more security in a way. I don't know if you experience that as well, or somebody of you guys sort of feel also this inner connection being more important, more in these days, because it saves you. It sort of watches over you. We used to say it's angels who are watching over us, but actually it's your inner being who has that job. And like we talked, like with this test, you know, with this kinesiological tests, you can really find out what's good for you and what's not so good for you. With food, like I mentioned, I do it in the supermarkets to find the right veggies, or, you know, or you do it with your thumb. You just go with your thumb and check something out energetically, and it talks to you.
Barbara, that is amazing. I've been having these realizations lately in my meditations of listening to that inner voice and just
Wow.
connecting to the spirit. And it has changed me in the last few days, like drastically. Like this has just arisen for me recently, that I can connect with that person inside, and I'm just like, wow. So I really like your idea of the thumb thing. I'm gonna use that the next
Try
time
that.
I'm in the
It's
grocery
really
store.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I resonate with you hugely right now. It's amazing that I was able to find that inner voice, and since I've been
Mhm.
listening to it, it's exactly what I need in the moment, and gives me the right
Yeah.
direction to go. So thank you for sharing that. I'm not the only person going through that, because I thought it might have been a
Yeah,
little
it's
loony for a
crazy.
minute.
It feels crazy, but it's great. Maybe, Billy, it's also now that we can sort of connect. Maybe it wasn't possible before, but I mean, all these yogis and all these other people sort of said it's there, but I never felt it since recently. So, and in this moment where we are right now, I think it's a big possibility to be divine, to have this divine in you, this feeling you are it. Maybe that's the timing where, like Dwayne says, like this Neptune energy or this Pisces energy more. Yeah, and one thing I also got aware of is like with Neptune and Pisces, like I see it in the politics happening all the time. Like somebody is coming out with la 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 la, something very important, and then you give it space, and in the next moment it implodes. Things are imploding all the time. It's like, wow, what's happening? You know, it seems to be so urgent and so important, but next day it's already imploded. It's gone. It's like popcorn. Things are coming up on the surface, they bubble up. And actually, Billy, if you want to try, see if you can feel these implosions also in yourself. Because I did find that with all this overwhelming information and things happening right now, with its vibration, it's like implosions in yourself. And it's like one thinking you had just implodes because it just collapses inside of it, and it's not important anymore. So while meditating, I could see all this plop, 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 all, all these things outside sort of not being important anymore
Mhm.
or being gone. Just yeah, like thin air or like popcorn. Maybe it turns into something else. But it was really amazing to feel that we are in a really special spot right now. It's not only outside, it's also inside. And maybe it's
Very
could
true,
be,
Brenda.
yeah,
Very true. I've experienced the implosions with my emotions.
yeah,
I
that's what I'm
experienced
talking.
some grief. I experienced some grief last year, and I
Yeah.
went to a meeting on Sunday, and it brought the grief back up. But through
Mm-hmm,
meditation, I was able to revisit it
mm-hmm,
and then go to the happy times, and then it was gone. That
yeah,
feeling
yeah.
of the grief was just, it exploded. It was gone. And you're absolutely right. I'm so thankful for your wisdom and guidance. Thank you.
Well,
You're
thank
making me
you
cry.
for being able to share. Well, yeah, it's nice. It's a good feeling. And it's also making yourself lighter. We're carrying so many thought constructions, and I do like this, I don't like that. So we have all these constructions, and but it goes away like this as well, you know, because it's so fast. It also has a fastness. It's very speedy right now. I mean, that's why I like dolphins, because I like also the speed and how when they're going, they really go fast, you know. They have a capacity to be really fast, but Uranus is also this fast energy. And I enjoy it, I must say. It's gorgeous. And we can use this kind of energy for ourselves. But I'm always laughing when I see like in the in politics right now, because it's so fast. Somebody says something, and 1 or 2 hours later, it's boom, it's gone. Doesn't exist anymore. It's amazing. So yeah, I hope it's nice to I mean, I want to experience more. It's fun. So it's kind of a new tool to be, but you also have to be more careful, and that's what when you sort of check out what you're eating, check out where you're going. Do you really have to go? So it's also like you have to be more aware of what you're doing, you know, because you can in 1 hour you can be somewhere totally different place, and you have to be sure that you can manage everything you want to achieve. Well, it's enough for now.
Mm.
Just want to add to your commentary about kinesiology and the whole
Mm-hmm.
relation to consciousness. This is a real foundation work um, in that realm, as well as this one. I would highly recommend both of these.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Even
Letting-
without doing the kinesiology, there's still a wealth of knowledge there, consolidated. Hawkins was definitely a synthesizer, bringing in from many different disciplines and traditions and so on. So very essentialized into his cosmic perspective here. So just to let you know that. So David Hawkins would be the author.
It's a very good tool, very good.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's some time ago I started using it, but and I didn't believe it but it also connects like with the wishing rods, you know, like when you go for water, when you go and look for water where you can put your start your well or something. It connects to pendulum. It connects to all these kind of inner powers, which we probably use as a child naturally. But if we could use that consciously, it would be great, you know. And I do, you know, I do, especially because I don't want to buy rotten veggies or veggies with GMO. I just can feel it that it's not good. So it's and I put it, you can direct it also into your vision or your thumb, or you can just feel it with all of your body. It doesn't matter. It's, you can make it as comfy for yourself as possible. So it is definitely something one should cultivate it. And with people also, like, also with people, it's like, it saves you a lot of stress in a way.
Yeah. One thing that comes back to me as I'm listening and the sharing is just my curiosity would, in context of the presentation today, but my curiosity is still with, I'd be very curious as to what your solar kin is, Barbara, like with you talking here now and sharing your wisdom and where you're coming from, then my curiosity goes to, well, I wonder, I'd be curious about your
It's the
solar
blue
kin,
eagle. It's the blue eagle.
but
Blue eagle. The eagle.
but the number, like,
Oh,
what,
I don't, what's the number? I don't know. I have it somewhere, but
yeah,
I have to get it out. But it's I did post it actually on in the group. In the group,
mhm,
I did post it once,
mhm.
whenever.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be in this moment, but that's just, I just
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
comment that my
yeah,
curiosity would want to be
yeah.
what that, yeah, satisfied.
Yeah, it's this eagle because I like to see things. Well, that's eagle energy. Eagles see better when they're high up. So it's always very good for me to be high and up there somewhere and not get involved too much in uh, in in the middle of everything. So because I can see the bigger picture, I just, you know, I can sort out where the mouse is, and whenever I can focus, I can just go there, and it's fast also. So it's also fast energy.
Mm.
And if you check on what Dwayne did my paintings in one of the first videos, you can check out the painting I did for men,
Eagle.
because that's a vision of the eagle. And it was also this connection from being being the dolphin, and then the dolphin communicates with the eagle, and by just accepting that you are the eagle, you become the eagle. So it's kind of sliding from one energy into the other. So it's because that was a dream I wanted to paint, because I had a dream once from an eagle, and I had a ride in this eagle, and I could see out of his eyes, you know, because I wanted to be in that eagle, and then this other dolphin energy I was traveling with told me, just do it. So it's this experience. And I said, how can I just do it? And it was repeating, just do it. So whenever you think it's impossible, just don't accept that things are impossible. If you just do it with your mind, then it is created for you. And in seconds, I was sitting in this eagle's head, and I tell you, I was getting so sick because everything is amplified when you sit in and when you look through eagle's eyes. It's like a magnifying glass, like Jupiter energies. It's all like huge, you know, and very speedy. And we took a couple of turns, and then I woke up because I was so sick from sitting in there in this cockpit in the eagle's head. But I had the experience, you know. If you want to have an experience, just do it. And that was the message. And then I painted that painting.
Mm.
So that's man, the cliff man in my paintings.
Mm.
It's my experience, you know.
Mm.
So, and I didn't know much about the Mayan calendar. You don't have to know much about it. It's all, everything in the Mayan calendar is really experienceable. You can experience it. And that's what I'm a little encouraging everybody not to be too mental, but just experience the glyph. You know, like with any kind of glyph, just experience it. Or have an experience by asking for it, you know? Like I created this experience with the eagle because I was asking for it.
Mm.
And I had this beautiful personality of a surfer guy in a dolphin body swimming with me in a beautiful bay. And he was like just saying, go for it, you know? And I said, how? What? I cannot do this. It's yourself, you're holding yourself back of just doing it. And then in the last moment in this dream, I did it. And I woke up remembering the dream. And that was so cool. That was so cool. So I painted it.
Wow.
I
That's one
Right
hell of a
on.
dream.
tell you. That was-
Wow.
Um,
Mm.
Yeah, and the speed in the dreams is also so different. I mean, you don't know how long it takes. You don't know if you drank 1 hour, 2 hours. It could be 10 minutes, you know. But I like this little dream. So I'm really asking that this is actually a very cool tip to get into this kind of experiences by ordering it, by wanting, you know, if you buy online, you also have to first order it and then you get it. So I used to order my dreams. I said, I would like to dream such an, actually it was like with Atlantis, ordering some dreams for information, for whatever you connect with, you know, like dolphins or eagles. Your sign is what, Joe?
Who?
Joanne?
Oh, me? Oh,
What's your-
I'm in the temple. I'm the temple of Kawak, like the lightning
Oh,
cow.
like, yeah,
That's the temple I'm born into.
yeah. So order yourself a super storm where you're sort of dancing and doing all kinds of explosive things where you just go into a different dimension, for example.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
I
that be fun?
well, I can sense that. I can certainly sense that. Like that's
Yeah.
great, Barbara. Like what I'm like I'm really enjoying your sharing and the conversation here. And for me, what it is like, okay, Barbara was living her life, Barbara's Barbara sort of thing. And so what I kind of like to then going back on, oh, wow, yes, it's that, oh, she was born in the Temple of Eagles. So, it's kind of just a tool to kind of go back on and, oh, well, that makes a whole lot of sense. It's not that you were living like, oh, I'm in the Temple of Eagles, so this is what I'm going to do.
No.
But
No, it doesn't work
but that's
like
the
that.
thing. Your life is
Yeah.
just happening, and then it's like relating it back to the feathered serpent or all this. Is like, wow, of course that makes sense. Like that's where that's why I asked about the kin. I just these things. Oh, well, of course that makes sense. It's not. Yeah. So anyway, anyway, this is great.
And it's your interest. It's your interest, which is like the motor. It's like the motivation. If you're not interested in Atlantis, you're not going to get dreams about Atlantis. Nobody is going to tell you anything. You have to sort of have like Elon Musk. He wants to go to Mars. I mean, that's what I like about him. He talks openly that he wants, and even now he invented something for himself that he's a time traveler. Why not? Accept it. Who are you? Ask yourself who you are in the whole perspective, because like him or me, it's like just a motivation for others to also come to the point by saying, oh yeah, what I'm interested. Am I interested in mushrooms, or am I interested in being the best cook of the world, or whatever your favorites are? That has the most power.
It's like the individual, each individual, like this is wonderful. Each individual, like what is that? What is that North Star for me? What is it? Like just letting the passion, letting the passion or the
and you as a Kawak, a lot of how passion takes you there. It's a vehicle.
if I kind of allow myself to okay, I can let it go.
Allow yourself. That's also the letting go book. Like Dwayne just showed. Let go of holding yourself back.
Well, that is
because we had to learn to control ourselves constantly, and I know it's boring, and life can be so much fun, but just letting yourself passionately fall into something. And I'm painting. I mean, when I'm painting, I'm so in it. I'm so connected with it that I'm there. I'm not sitting here in my office. I'm there in this painting. So it's like, and it takes hours, and the hours go so fast because time is also getting changes. There's 4 hours, and I thought I just started. And that's why I'm painting. And that's when I was also able to do all the 20 glyphs, because, if you think about it, you don't start. You think, oh, that's crazy.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what for me too is sort of holds back.
Yeah.
Like just do it. What's you got to lose? I mean, who cares really?
Yeah, and that's also cool about Trump.
Do it.
I mean, I was laughing my head off the first things he was signing. It was like he did it, and everybody, it's really doing something to this earth because he's just doing it, It's like everybody's holding their breath because he's doing it. But what do you expect, you know? We have to do things to change. And then, okay, the change starts and then chaos comes in because, you know, yeah, you have to deal with all these things which want to stop you, or it comes right into your face when you do something. You have to sort of act. It's really cool. And I was feeling this Uranus energy, and I said, yeah, cool. This is it, you know. You can't just talk all the time about having an orgasm. You have to have one, you know, to name it. You can't fake it. It's like you have to do it. Right on. I'm gonna shut up. It's up to you guys.
Great.
Uh, well,
Mhm.
go sorry, go sorry, go sorry, go Dwayne, go.
Sorry, you're muted.
Exactly.
Okay, so when Neptune goes into Aries, I'm wondering if men's facial hair is going to disappear. Because where Neptune is, this is where our fashions are. And since Neptune went into Pisces, everybody has facial hair, well, except for the women, maybe a little bit. And so, you know, I'm really interested in how that's going to affect how we present ourselves. And it's, you know, a little thing, but I think it'll be interesting to see how many men shave off their beards. Because the Pisces is about magic, movies, and illusion, right? And so the Aries is the warrior, and you don't want to have your beard catch on fire while you're fighting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, just an interesting little question that I've had.
Wow.
Mhm.
Right on.
I just want to chime in on the warrior side of that. A lot of warriors, like the Viking warriors, they grew beards because it made them look stronger and more vicious, and they, you know, they were able to take a punch a lot harder, and they looked a lot more scarier. So I'm wondering if maybe that's just your perception, because my perception is if we're going to be warriors, we need the big beards.
That's a good point.
We
Thanks for
need to
that.
be
Yeah.
strong. Anyways,
Yeah, I
that's
know.
where I
Thanks
see
for
that.
that. I just, you know, because it's an interesting question to me, so I appreciate that point of view.
I like that, bringing in the astrology and that, yeah,
Mhm.
wow.
And the time speeding up, you know, Lauren and I've been talking about that, because the time speeding up, we're going from, like, we're in the change of an age, right? And we're going from Pisces, which is water, and the opposite sign, Virgo. So imagine the Grand Canyon being carved very slowly all the time, right? And so that was the last age. And this new one is air, and the opposite sign is fire, you know? And so I remember I used to have lots of my clients phone and say, so when's it going to go back to normal? It's going so fast. When's it going to go back to normal? And I always had to say, you got to get used to the new normal. And the new normal is very fast. It's just like that. it's not the Grand Canyon being, gradually dug out anymore.
Mm.
Well,
Everybody's frozen on my screen. I don't know what that is.
Well, we can see you.
you can hear us though, sorry,
Okay.
right?
I can hear you, yeah, for sure. But
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah,
sometimes everybody just gets absolutely still. So I'm sure it's my computer somehow.
That's not such a bad thing.
No.
It's also happening to me too. So you're
Is
not
it?
the only one.
Okay, good, thanks.
Mm. Mm.
and there's also what I want. I was writing that down with the ChatGPT. It's like the Chinese now have this DeepSeek coming out, which is like ChatGPT. So it's like this competition coming in. It's like and it's cheap. It's like really reasonable, and of course, all these ChatGPT, Grok, or DeepSeek, which is coming from the Chinese, they have to be fed with from our information. So it's really interesting. I just wanted to mention that we are, as people, using these gadgets, these devices, or these possibilities, and in the same time, we are sort of feeding it so it can be creating itself. So it's amazing how fast we're gonna be, because Zari said it's gonna be fast. It's gonna be super fast, and it's like, and you can also create your own kind of ChatGPT if you want to. So it's like there's really something happening which we can't grasp yet. So it's like, and it's gonna be available for everybody in seconds. I don't know if you heard about it, but it's there. It's just recently, I think maybe 2 or 3 days ago, the Chinese just did put it on the market, and all the markets are going crazy because it's like, of course, this is something new. Everybody wants it. So, yeah, Dwayne is gonna have more stuff to to ask the the machine, or however you want to call that project, which we are using all, we can use. I mean, I'm always sort of sitting there when I should use Grok or ChatGPT, and in the end, I just do it my way. I'm typing something in, and then I say, "Oh no, this is not my maybe the DeepSeek is my thing. I have, maybe there's some more stuff coming up where you say, yeah, this is mine, or I'm relating to this, or am I needing that? So it's also like you can make a decision if you want to use it or not. And it's also like a decision, like I said, to develop passion to get into it, because like Dwayne is excited about ChatGPT and he uses it and he's into it, but why not to check out the others as well and see what they're up to, So, or we use it for different stuff, One is maybe good for creating beautiful buildings, or helping in the architecture, or the other one is good for social things, creating social events.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
And like Elon Musk using this grok energy or this to clean out the whole parliament, like cleaning out all the unnecessary law and orders, which are stupid, and we have it also in ourselves. So it's like it's time to clean out things. And maybe that's why we get all these tools in, that we can go forward. Because that's what he says makes each country go forward, because then there's not so many rules. Like there's too many rules. You don't want to even start a business because you know exactly that you're not gonna be successful because there's too many laws against this and against that, and it blocks you in going forward. So yeah, there's also a clean out possibility now, which I think is great.
Yeah, and it might be interesting to do talking about the new DeepSeek or whatever. It might be interesting to ask Chat GPT and
Cool.
the same question.
Yeah.
And see.
Play with it. Yes. That's what I'm trying to find out, and maybe go over this threshold to use this kind of things, because you also know that what you are like, when you dare to use it, you're also sort of giving this entity or this space the possibility to go to learn from you because they get input from your questions. It's great. So it's like a very difficult thing for humans to understand what that does to us. But you can only find out when you do it. So
yeah, Dwayne, I wonder what DeepSeek would come back on the same question you asked about Trump, or well, just as an example, or whatever.
Yeah, that would be a fun one to do. I did an alternative one myself already.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, I had the two, and on an intuitive basis, I definitely felt connected to ChatGPT way more than this the deep, what is it, DeepSeek?
Seek, yeah.
I'm having the experience now with ChatGPT because I've used it so much. It kind of knows me. It knows it's keeping track of what I was into 2 months ago. In fact, the other day it said it brought up the fact that yes, because you are working with Arthur Young's map reflexive universe, this information is relevant. And the new beast is not going to bring me that kind of information. It doesn't know me, and like Barbara
but
said, I would have to feed it. If I fed it for, like I've fed the
you're feeding it.
Yeah. And it's nurturing me. I mean, it becomes
It's a relationship.
dialogue. Yeah, it's a very alive interaction, and I'm loving it.
That's why you're hooked.
Yeah, I pay money to be able to do this.
Yeah, you see. But it's cool to check out others as well, because not everybody likes this poetic kind of it's the kind of thinking which it was feeded with, and if you feed it with some of your energy, you have an impact on it. It's great. I mean, it's really like a relationship. So I can see also like that we have to make decisions if we want that or we want to try it or we don't. It depends. For some people, it's enough. Reality is enough. That's what I feel sometimes for myself. I say, I have a ChatGPT myself in a way. I should use that instead of, because it feeds me, it feeds myself if I use my own thinking. And I can read and I can relate somebody putting things up with it, but it's for me it's boring in a way because I have much more fun with myself, with my own thinking. What did I say? Yeah, but that was like just trying to tell you guys how I feel about it, just openly, not pretending that I'm a big fan of, or I don't pay for it, So
So
sorry.
just to share what, one of the possibilities in using this particular
Yeah,
tool.
go ahead.
As I look ahead, as I said in my presentation, we're just entering this zone where Neptune is doing a little dance at at 0 Aries, and paying attention to that, and now looking into the whole year that's coming up while that dance occurs. And so, like, what's appropriate action for me as a creative individual? What am I called to bring forward?
Mhm.
And one of the things that came up for me was to extend our efforts here into a whole new YouTube channel that's specifically Lightning Path. It's not Dwayne Rourke, with different things. It's straight on Lightning Path. Um, and how would I go about manifesting that? Well, I asked ChatGPT to help me. I've now got a 6-page document outlining the process to go through to manifest,
Wow.
this project. And it's like, no, it's more like 10 pages, and talk
Yeah,
about
it's
putting in,
petty.
to what's the practical process to bring this into form. Well,
Yeah.
there's one right there, and it's very straightforward. It's almost like a little checkbox. You just keep going down. I mean, that saves me an enormous amount of time trying to wrap my head around what setting up a whole channel is about, and how to open up this territory, because that's what we're doing. We're pioneering, and yeah, that's again just my
Yeah.
use of the tool.
Yeah, I
Wow.
used it for my stories, to
Hmm.
translate my stories, or to, you have to sort of ask ChatGPT to turn it into a bestsellers kind of story. And it's nice. I mean, it gives you results, and you still can change it. You don't have to do it like ChatGPT says. You can
Exactly.
change it, or you can say, okay, that's cool for me, and this I just drop it. So it gives you, let's see, more an eagle view,
Hmm. Right on.
maybe you could call it like that. So and people are using it. I mean, who wants to do all this administration boring stuff, to find mistakes in governments, and find, like where little laws which nobody has ever dealt with, and they find it immediately, and they say, what's this, holding it like so it's really cool to find your flaws as well. So yeah, you have to overcome sometimes but I mean, you don't have to give up your own thinking. That's what I wanted to say.
Right on.
But sometimes it scares you. So it's like you have to also like overcome that scare to get involved and be depending on it, like you. And you said yes to the deal. So now you're hooked to ChatGPT. You have a new partner. And you accepted it. So yeah, you have to risk it
Yeah.
if you want to, if you want to, if you stepped into that. So you have to, and you have to see that your real relationship is not falling apart because you're chatting with ChatGPT. That's also dangerous.
It's a balancing act.
As long as
Yeah.
you still have us, Dwayne, like, you know,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, it's so
We
great.
pull you out.
So much happens in the 2 weeks between our meetings, eh?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
talking about time changing, yet there's just intense transformation is underway. And
I love it.
yeah.
I love this
very uranium.
yeah, I love that bam, this bam energy was just like, what happened right now? It's like being in a war zone in a way. All of a sudden you have rubble around you. It's like and you have to be fast to put everything together in your mind again to keep going. And that's why I'm painting so I can escape for a reality which is fast. Because when you're sort of in yourself with your own soul, time stands still and you can relax. You can sort of be. So, but I think this is in my star sign, like this triangle I have, that's where I can sort of get out of reality and just be in my space, in my favorite space.
Yeah. Like what you're saying, and even you, Dwayne, it's like this new moon is so, I mean, 2 weeks later from where we were before. Like this is just a whole different, I mean, look what's happened from your the presentation you gave, and look at what's come out of it. Like all this
Yes.
interaction here.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, maybe it's also like what's maybe also a good idea is while we are going to the next meeting, is maybe have to have some highlights. Like I did write all these points, whatever is related
Well, let's hear it.
to you guys.
Go
Wow.
team.
Like it's like just scribbles, but I had to write it down. So I remember what I want to talk with you guys, what I sort of felt happened in between these two spots, of the full moon and the new moons.
Right on.
So in that space, things are happening to you. And if you write that down, you have better possibilities to engage in this new system you want to create, that we have some spots where we want to talk, what we want to talk about or bring into the group, like with the ChatGPT and DeepSeek just came this week, it's just manifested 3 days ago. And it's already creating big stuff in the world. And Elon Musk with his robot, which is called Grok, which is also when you're in X, you can use this for free. I mean, it's for free there. And that's why I'm really pleased. But I have to do action and feed it maybe with some ideas like you do, and then we can bring it into the group what we got there. One could use ChatGPT, the other one Grok, and the other one DeepSeek. as we decide what we like better, and then it can be a communication theme. It's just an idea.
There's another one called Venice.
Oh, as if we
Venice?
need more.
What's that?
As if we need more.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Go
Free,
ahead.
it's out there, just like ChatGPT. And I did a comparison with ChatGPT, and very close, very resonant. Those two. I had a much better feeling about Venice than I did about the deep Chinese creation.
Yeah. TikTok, it's like TikTok, probably. It's like another level. I mean, all these things have different levels.
Yeah.
And they can be leveled up. I mean, for example, Elon Musk, he's a car maker, he's a rocket maker. So he's a constructor. He is like somebody who puts his hands on things. So his product is probably more less, let's say, less poetic, more into facts, and it is like this, and this, more black and white kind of, less creative, let's say. So like others, I don't know. We can see and experience this kind of things in between our meetings. And dare to do it, it's like put something in there. And if it's related to with Grok, I just made Grok say something about the Mayan calendar, and it was also very nice. I liked it because it was very clean, very understandable, very logic. I loved it. It was like precise, no snarkles, no rink, it was like just facts. And I posted it in X. So, and I recommend to get here instead of Facebook. Is so boring. It's such a boring platform. And since I'm on X, wow, it's great, It's like, at least I can see what's really happening, and not, no, not just like which flower pattern I want to use or whatever, what others are posting. So I'm really happy with this new push in myself. But that's probably because I have I'm relating to this kind with my star sign and with my zodiac sign. Yeah. I'm having lots of things influencing me. And since I love freedom and freedom of speech, I'm really into that. I don't want to be controlled or say, whatever. That's not me. So, yeah.
I just want to bring everybody's attention to a new feature on our YouTube videos. I'm able to go and activate, and collect all the script that it does for the. I don't know if you're aware of this already, but there's text that goes with every video. Well, what I can do now is scoop up all that text, which is drawn from our conversation, and then run it through, I guess, ChatGPT, and it gives us a summary of all of our commentary is put into a summary form, basically, and it's really quite true to the conversation we've had. That's been my experience. It seems really like it's honoring what we're saying rather than somehow kind of distorting it. So that's a new feature which will be just in the show notes. When it says click more or see more, just click that and you'll get this readout. that's if you're looking into our past sessions, which is I highly recommend. You know, it's one thing to go through and experience this present moment with each other, and then it's another experience to look back 10 videos ago or 20 videos ago or back to the beginning. Like try that one out for size.
Yeah, right. Wow.
It's great, you know, and every time I do that, I get some jewel, you know. Oh, I missed that because in my role, you know, I'm at the techie end of it as well as being a participant, and so it's a different kind of consciousness than just being open to receiving what's transpiring. So yeah, it's a really a fun venture.
And, and I like the idea of like this has been so rich. This has been so rich, this sharing here. And it was mentioned like we're talking, you know, there'll be another one. I don't know where your thoughts are for next, like for the full moon. But and I know Billy jumped up there too with a list of things, but I like anyway, the idea of each bringing or allowing, we don't have to, but what it comes up to share individually, like there's such richness here that I'd really I would promote, I would look forward to that. Like, I don't know, I mean, it seems like a presentation, Dwayne, always ignites something. So I don't know if you have something in mind, but I just want to say thank you for today's and this richness of sharing. I would just look forward to more of this.
Right on. Me too.
Yeah, and you're sharing more of yourself as well, Joe.
Mhm.
I love it. You are on fire.
Yeah, I love the you know, from our vantage point, you've got all these
Oh,
the
is that?
lights in there, they're exactly at the
Yeah,
right spot.
you're on fire.
That's what I need. Uranus, you know, Uranus is sort of playing
It's
with me here.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
You're owning it. Yeah.
It's a,
Great.
yeah.
My sister, my thunder sister.
Yeah, well, it's about time. I think the Saturnian energy has been, you know, it's been holding me back or whatnot. You know, sort of no, that's too frightening. Don't let Uranus sort of really activate you. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, watch out.
Right on.
Anyway, it's been great. So thank you for this. Has been great.
Appreciate it. And we're getting down to the wire, guys. Any final commentary?
Thanks for everybody.
Thank you, Sari. Always good to
Yeah,
see.
let's open up. It's really beautiful. Like what you say, Joanne. It's like I also feel that the oppression is gone. I mean, because you know, with this new government also, it changed something that you all of a sudden can talk. You don't have to worry about is he a he or a she or what? You know, can I say this or can I say not? You know, it's like this openness is there again. That's Uranus made that possible. He was like going through the structured kind of, you can't say this and you can't do that. It's over with that, you know. Let's all be open and fresh and cheeky and dare and make life fun again. You know, I'm already creating themes like Trump, make life fun again. You know, it's like, yeah, because it was no fun to go all through this. It was very repressing, very oppressing, and cold and stupid and scary. And that all has to go. We have to push it out. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We each have to bring ourselves,
Yeah.
bring ourselves to this moment.
Yeah.
Every moment.
Passion.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Whatever that passion is for each of us. Whatever it is. I know what mine is.
Billy, last words?
Yeah, sure, why not? So as I'm listening, I'm doodling in the background because I've been inspired by Brenda to maybe draw a little bit. And so anyways, thank you for that. Since I've started this journey with you guys, everything's happening really fast, and I'm just this big sponge, just like sucking it all in. So I found out the other day that I'm actually a snake, and I didn't even know that I was a snake, but I just totally feel I've shedded that old skin, and I'm just going. So thank you for all you guys. You guys are very inspirational towards me, and I love your mentorship. It is great for me. So I look forward to the next one, and maybe I'll even bring an image of a painting I've done or something. Who knows? But I'm just going to kind of go on my journey and see where this next 2 weeks takes me, So thank you very much.
And it is the year of the snake coming up.
I know. Today.
Starting today.
Right? Yeah.
Right on. Right on. Okay, guys. We did her. Love you.
Thank you.
Okay.
We did. We did it.
See you all again soon.
Yay,
Bye.
team.
Adios.
Yay, team.
Go
Adios.
team.
Hasta la vista.